Okay. Boom, boo, boo. So, I'm live. But this live isn't set to like... Oh, crap. Wait. My bad, I'm sharing it to someone. Bro. Oh, crap. Okay. Anyways, I'm only live on here instead of TikTok because TikTok took my live down. So I can't go on live on TikTok now until tomorrow because I violated community guidelines. Anyways, today, Good Friday. Might be Saturday for you. I don't know where you're at or what your time is, but today's Good Friday. Today's the day that, okay, so it's not really just a day off of school. I'm not showing my face because then TikTok's gonna ban me. Not YouTube, because I've gotten my lives taken down many times. But today, Peter's sleeping, Judas betrayed Jesus, Mary's crying, hope is lost, basically. Hope is lost. There's no basically, hope is lost. Jesus is dead and he was put in a tomb where he can't get out. So all hope is lost. Jesus is gone. But it's still Friday. It's not Sunday yet. So is hope really lost? Or is it just temporary? I would love if you guys could see my face right now. But hope is lost. So we can't really do nothing. Then, you know, they crucified Jesus. Also, fun fact, I hope you know this. I hope you knew this. If you didn't know this, totally fine. When Jesus was crucified, he wasn't just crucified on tallest cross, or like with a cross. There were two people next to him. So that was Jesus' cross, and there were two crosses next to him. I painted this, by the way. So love that. But yeah. So, as I was saying, there was a lot that had happened in in this time. And most of the stuff that happens is in the book of Matthews. Also, happy Holy Week, happy Good Friday, happy early Easter. But if you want to know basically everything that happened, book of Matthews, it talks about everything. It talks about Holy Monday when Jesus cleaned the temple. How about we start from there? Actually, how about we start from Palm Sunday? How about we start from there and go on from there? Okay. So, let's start from Palm Sunday, and we'll go through the whole Holy Week on everything that has happened so far. Maybe we'll go to Easter. Yeah, okay, so we'll start at Palm Sunday. So, he is going to Jerusalem to visit the Jews, basically, is what is going on. He's going to Jerusalem to visit the Jews. Because they have this huge thing happening. It's the... Oh my gosh. It's the something. I don't know. It's something. They have something coming up. It's like the they might be the confirmation. But there's something. So Jesus and his disciples, his 12 disciples, are going. Judas is one of his disciples. Peter's one of his disciples, if you didn't know that. Now you do. But Judas was one of his best disciples. Peter, also one of his best disciples. They were all good disciples. They were on their way set to go to Jerusalem and like meet the Jews. And when the Jews had found out that Jesus was coming, they all was coming into town. They had heard about how Jesus is this amazing guy. He's healed the blind, he's healed the deaf, he's brought people back to life. So they've all heard about this. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can't. Oh, great. I haven't gone live on YouTube in a hot minute. So they've heard all of this on how, basically he's just this great, amazing guy claiming he's the Son of God. He is the Son of God. What's it called? Son. I'm blanking out. Son and girl. Son and... Is there a word for it? Daughter. I'm the daughter of God. Sorry, I blanked out there. How he's the Son of God. So they hear all this great stuff about him, and he's like, it has traveled so far. Obviously, they didn't have social media back then. They didn't have TVs to talk about how he's this amazing guy. Now, obviously, that would spread all over social media, but it hasn't, because obviously. So yeah, but they had heard that he was kind of coming into Jerusalem, and the Jews were so excited to meet him and figure out who this guy was, because he was so famous, almost. Sorry. Yo. Oh, these are my own pictures. I am so sorry about that. Yo, fire. Oh my gosh. Give me a green screen, please. Anyways. This green screen kind of sucks. Anyways, can you see my Bible? No, it's covered by the green screen. This green screen sucks. It sucks butt. Okay, but going back to Palm Sunday, he's coming to town, huge thing, because he's such a famous, popular guy. Sorry. He was walking on like the Galilee. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. Basically, something that had happened was all of his fame and popularity had spread through so many places, through all of Syria, and they brought the sick to him so he could heal them. I found the 2%. So, yeah. I love how no one is watching this. And I have 0 viewers. It's fine. I'll just talk to no one. It's fine. I'm joking. Sometimes it says there's no viewers when there really are. So, if there are, great. I also posted the fact that I was live on my story, so people might join later. I've only been live for 10 minutes. kind of crazy. Anyways, as I was saying, he's coming in. I've said this so many times, but it's fine. He's coming in. He's famous. Oh my gosh. It's like seeing the most famous celebrity. Okay, think about it like this. Back then, Jesus was coming into Jerusalem, and everyone was so... Think about it like that. Like, the most famous celebrity, your favorite celebrity, is coming in and walking the streets of where you live. What are you just going to do? Stay inside your house? No, I don't really care. No, you're going to go out and create a path for them so that they can walk down it. Walk in wherever you live so everyone can see. Let's pretend it's Justin Timberlake. He's walking he's walking the streets of where you live, and he's the most famous person there is. Everyone loves him. And he's walking the streets of where you live. What? To be living and have that happen would be a miracle. To see the fact that our Father, or not our Father, but like the one who saved us from all our sins, is just walking in the streets. Seeing someone walk in the streets that had saved people from their sickness, brought people back to life, taken away the death, taken away the blindness from blind people, taking away the deafness from deaf people. And that person is just walking casually in the streets on a donkey with people walking behind him chanting stuff. He's just riding a donkey into your town. Yeah, so normal. Oh, yeah, my favorite celebrity and the guy who saved everyone from their sins is walking in my town. I don't care. I'll just stay in bed on my phone. No. It's okay. Take your favorite person there is. Maybe you love Taylor Swift. Boom. I don't like her. She's not my favorite. But if you're the biggest Swiftie and Taylor Swift is walking out in your streets and she's greeting people, you know, she's like giving autographs out to people, every single person. Oh, yeah, Taylor Swift is walking the streets. Oh, I'm just going to stay inside. No, you're not. So people went out of their homes because they heard all of these amazing things that he has done. And they went out and they took... Guess why it's called Palm Sunday? Because they took palm leaves. And they had taken them and like fanned, and they had taken their robes and put them on the floor to make a pathway for him to go through. So that's why it's called Palm Sunday, because it was the day where Jesus came into Jerusalem and they were taking palm leaves and doing all that. So that's a surprise. But I'm going to go back to the fact that Jesus, the one who saved them from their sins, the one who cured blindness, cured the deafness from people, the man that walked on water. Anyways, oh, so don't worry, this is not rap. I mean, it's rap. It's Christian rap, though, so it's not like he just said, throw away your sin, he made you new, you holy, huh? But anyways, going back to the fact that quite literally the Father was quite literally walking this... Hold up. Okay, anyways. Why is it saying I'm not live anymore? There we go. Anyways, back to the point that quite literally the man that saved, like, cured blindness from people and cured the fact that people were like cure deafness. Like, okay, what if you can't see? Like, what if these glasses are real and I take them off and I'm completely blind? It's like back then, you're blind, and someone it's like he created a pair of glasses and put them on so that they could see. But they were like always on your face. It's like contacts. But no matter what, you could wear them everywhere you went, and it wasn't even a big deal. So, that's kind of cool. That's not kind of cool. That's amazing, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. That's not kind of cool. That's amazing. That's brilliant. That's incredible. So. Oh, man. Where's my charger? So, just saying that man had been walking in your city or your town or wherever you lived. Brilliant, incredible, it's crazy. I don't know. That was me. Man, would I be the happiest person alive if that happened to me. I don't know. Obviously, they were really happy, but I would have overreacted for sure if I heard that man was going to be quite literally walking in the place that I lived. I'm like, obviously they were excited and happy, but I already know I would have overreacted a ton. But new angle. I might have to put on the green screen now because of my background. I'll just go with that. But fact that the man, not just any regular man, was out there walking. Okay, the Marias is in your streets. What? It's like when you were little and you saw an ice cream truck. I don't know if anyone got that chance because of COVID, but like maybe a year ago, I had an ice cream truck come out and I was so happy. But it's like when you were little and an ice cream truck is coming in your streets. It's that type of happiness. It's that type of Whoa. Get out of my face. It's that type of... Oh, this is copyrighted music. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I might get banned for having copyrighted music. Hopefully, no one... Hopefully, let's hope that YouTube didn't hear that. And what I just said. Low-key banger. Okay, we have a playlist of non-copyrighted music now. For streaming on YouTube. But yeah. Crazy. Absolutely mind-blowing, bizarre that happened. So when he came, took all the palm leaves, put them out, kind of fanned him. And whenever someone would come out and be like, who's this? Why is everyone like letting him walk down this beautiful path? That's Jesus. Who's Jesus? I don't know who that is. Like, they walk out. Oh, why do you guys have this beautiful path for him? Like, why are you fanning palm leaves? Why is he riding a donkey? Why is he acting like he's so famous? Oh, because he is. Oh, really? Who is that? That's Jesus. Who's Jesus? Imagine not knowing who Jesus is. And they're like, you haven't heard? No, who's Jesus? That's like saying you don't know who Taylor Swift is. And someone was like, no, who's Taylor Swift? Or someone who has changed the world, because he quite literally did. It's like saying, exactly, now times. Who's Jesus? Who's God? But different back then. So, if you were to take, like, I don't know, someone who has changed the world for the better, your president, whoever you want, maybe you think they changed the world for the better, and someone's like, who's that? Or someone who has made the world 10 times better. So, Maybe your mom has, maybe your dad has, maybe your uncle has, maybe your aunt has. I don't know. Someone in your life that has made the world so much better. And they're kind of famous. And someone goes, who's that? And you just have the ability to tell them what they did and how amazing they are. That is incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. That you have the ability to tell people about God. Think about it back then. Jesus is walking in, right? He's walking in. Pretty chill. He's walking in. Walking into this town. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But he's walking into this town. And people just make a pathway with their robes they had on, their shirts, their clothing. He's riding in on a donkey and all this stuff, you know, they're fanning him. And someone comes up and asks you, who's that? And they had the ability to say, you don't know who he is? No, who's that? That's Jesus. Who's Jesus? That's the man that cured blindness. That's the man that cured deafness. That's the man who made people come back from the dead. No, that's not possible. Like, you're just joking. No, I'm not. That is have you not heard? He cured sickness. He cured diseases. Imagine having the power to say that to someone back then. Yet you still have the power to do that today. It's kind of crazy to think about. Right? Like, back then, they got to tell people when he was walking in, that is Jesus. That is the Father, or that is the Son of the Father. That is the Son of God. He's saying all this stuff, claiming he's the Son of God. Oh yeah, there's angels. Oh, do this, because this is going to happen. That's like saying, hey, go do your math homework. It's going to help you on your test. I don't believe that. No, it's not. So I'm not going to do it. But then someone else does the math homework. And they ace your test and you fail. How'd that happen? Huh? How'd that happen? That's like how it was back then with Jesus. Go to that man. Ask him to lead you to this place. When you get to that place, inside there's going to be a man wearing a blue hat. Ask him where the dining room is. Once you get there, there'll be food on the table set up. How do you know all that? Just go. So they go. They see the blue man. They go to the dining room. There's food be set up. It's like saying that. For example, Last Supper. Yesterday was the Last Supper. Don't know why it's called the Last Supper, because it's quite literally the Last Supper. Jesus had told the disciples, 2 of them, to go ask this man, then ask this, and then they were going to show him the dining room, and there would be stuff. That exactly happened. Exactly what he had told them to do. Here, let's go in our Bible, see if we can find it. Okay, before I continue, right here, I just want to talk about this part. The man who heals Manny, calms the storm, heals 2 men with demons, restored to life and a woman healed, heals 2 blind men, and heals a man unable to speak. What? Like, hello? That Jesus. That is that Jesus. is walking in their streets. They have heard that he has healed all these people, and then he's now walking in their streets. Is that incredible or not? That is what you're going to think about. Because what? So, I love how I've been talking for the past 20 minutes about really deep stuff, yet no one's watching. It's kind of sad. But it's fine. I have 100, almost 200 subscribers too. Anyways, it's fine. Normally I have this one person that joins every live, but they're not here. Back to the point. It's fine. This live will post anyways. My Chromebook has 1% left. That's not good. But that is fine. That's insane to think about. Oh my gosh, finally I have a viewer. I've been talking for the past 20 minutes with no one watching, but anyways, quite literally, it's crazy. That's actually crazy to think about, though. Imagine being in that time, and they're like, oh, who's that? Like, who's the one walking in our streets? Why are people taking their robes off and putting it on the floor so that he can walk cleanly on a donkey? Why are people fanning whatever it's called, palm leaves on him? That's Jesus. Like, yeah, you might be thinking, oh yeah, I wish I could have done that in the back then. You can still do that to this day. Oh, I wish I did that before. Do it again. Do it now. No, I could have only done it then. Like, I could have only told people about Jesus at that moment. There is not a single specific time that you had to tell people about Jesus, and you have no other time. But those were the only 30 minutes I had to tell them about Jesus. Yeah, so I guess now there's specific times. Yes, there's church, and those are great times to tell people about Jesus, but I could only tell them about Jesus in those 30 minutes. No, you couldn't, actually. I mean, yes, of course you could tell them about Jesus, but that was not the only time that you could tell them about Jesus. There were so many more times. I know that for a fact. Wait, aren't we doing that again next Sunday? Oh yeah, tell them about Jesus then. No, I could only tell them at that time. Stop lying. Lying is sin. I want to point that out. Yeah, I could quite literally only tell them about Jesus at that time. No, you couldn't. So think about it like that. Oh yeah, I wish I could live back then on Palm Sunday when the actual Jesus, the man who healed Manny, the man who calmed a storm, the man who healed 2 men with demons, heals a paralytic, the man who quite literally restored a girl's life and a woman that was healed, the man who healed 2 blind men, the man who healed a man that was unable to speak. Oh yeah, he was walking in our city. Oh wait, I don't know who that is. What? No, he didn't do any of that stuff. Yes, he did though. So, being put back in the time where he was walking in your roads and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have told them about Jesus back then. I can't now. What? Why can't you? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you quite literally can. No, I could only tell them about Jesus at that specific time. There's no specific time where you tell someone about Jesus. No, I only had 5 minutes to tell them, so that wasn't a time. There was no, oh, I only had 30 seconds to tell them about Jesus. Just pray for them, really. Oh, I only had 10 seconds. Pray for them. Hey, can I pray for you? Give me your hands. It's that easy. I had an hour to tell them about Jesus. have however much time I want right now until I need to do something. So. But. It's a lot. I love having 0 viewers. It really means the world to me. Not gonna lie. As I was saying. There. I need you to get this stuck in your head. Like glued to your brain to the point where it can't get out. It's like when you hear something that is stuck in your head and it's not coming out. There is no specific time. Oh wait, no, that sounds wrong. I'm just gonna explain it because I don't know how to put this in words. But it's like saying, like, get this glued into your brain, please. Like, please get this glued into your brain. That there is no specific time where you can't talk about Jesus. Can't talk about Jesus here because there's Muslim people here. Okay, I get that for sure. Like, this is a different, like, that. But, oh, I can't talk about Jesus here. I'm at school. You can't talk about it to, like, teachers, and teachers can't really talk about it that much. They can say they believe in God, but they can't really talk about it. But I'm at a restaurant. I can't talk about it. That is what. I can't talk about it here. I'm talking to my friends. Talk to your friends about it. What? Like, please, like, get that stuck in your brain. Because there are not enough people that have that really glued into their brain. I don't know many people that have that glued into their brain. That's the thing. That's the thing. So, you need to get that stuck in your brain. Anyways, moving on to Palm Sunday. The apostles, disciples. Also, let's talk about WWJD. You've probably seen those bracelets people wear that read WWJD. You might have one of those bracelets yourself. It's not okay. You ever seen someone, probably have, hopefully you have, with a bracelet that says WWJD? You know, you might just think, oh yeah, that's great, really nice bracelet. Yeah, amazing, incredible, beautiful, nice bracelet. Love it. I know what it means. What would Jesus do? Like, don't need to remind me. But the bracelets and clothing aren't just nice bracelets. Yes, of course, yes, they are amazing, nice bracelets. But they're not just bracelets that say, what would Jesus do? They have such a deeper meaning. And it might just be like, oh, what would Jesus do in this situation? Yet they have such a deeper meaning. And, like, get that in here. Please. Anyways, I'm back. Those bracelets, as I was saying, not just pretty bracelets. They're beautiful bracelets, beautiful clothing. Are they just bracelets and clothing, though? No. Great answer. No, they're not. Yeah, because it stands for what would Jesus do, you know, just like what would Jesus do in this situation? Yeah. Yeah, what would he do? Think about that. Get deeper in thought. Like, okay. Like, you need to get deeper in thought when you think about this. Yeah, it's just a nice bracelet that says what would Jesus do. No biggie. Biggie. It is a biggie, though. That, Jesus, that shirt, Jesus, that bracelet, that shirt is supposed to remind you about what Jesus would do in that situation, that certain specific situation. So when you need to make a decision, remember WWJD. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Think about it. Pray about it. No matter what decision you have to make, always check with Jesus first to make sure what it is he wants you to do. Boom. Great conversation maker right there. Beautiful conversation maker. Perfect conversation maker. If you're in a specific certain situation and you look down at your wrist and you see WWJD, yeah, it's just a bracelet I can fidget with. It is not just a bracelet you can fidget with. Yes, you can fidget with it. Please do if you need to. It's a bracelet that reminds you in that situation, what would Jesus do? Ask yourself that question, please. In certain situations, what would Jesus do in this situation? I don't know, what would he do? He would pray about it. Great, pray about it. He would talk about it to one of his disciples. Go talk about it to your mom. Go talk about it to your friends. Go talk about it to your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, anyone that you have. Doesn't matter the situation. It really doesn't. Always, get this in your head too, always check with God. Always check with Jesus first to make sure what it is he wants you to do. Like, really, that's it. Quite literally, that's it. Like, as I was saying, that's quite literally it. Like, bro. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said that. I apologize about that. I'm so sorry. But, talking about that. My phone is tweaking out. Talking about that. Move more this way. There we go. Like, get that in your head too, because it's not just something that, oh yeah, just kind of get it in your head. No, it's something to, oh yeah, I'll remember that tomorrow. Will you though? Will you though? So get that, remind yourself this. If you're stuck in a situation, I don't know if I should For example, let's bring up a situation I've been in. I had been drowning in a friendship. Not best for me, not good for my mental health at all. But they had been there. They had been there, highs and lows. Most of the time, appreciated me most of the time. I had to think hard. What would Jesus do in that situation? Would he stay friends with them and let them mentally drain you? Or would he figure out a nice and easy way to drop them and kind of cut them off? I think that's what he would do. Or, see, Jesus is an older person. He was hundreds of years old. Hundreds. So he was way wiser than we. So he might have talked to them about it, kind of figured out. Obviously, he would have talked to them about it. But at my age, I can't just talk to them about it. They're going to avoid most of it. So I had to kind of drop them. Did I want to? Of course not. Was it necessary? Yeah, it kind of was, actually. So, what else would I do other than dropping them? So I dropped her. But I had to think about what Jesus would do in that situation, and you need to always think about that. You're not just wearing a bracelet or a shirt that says, what would Jesus do? You're wearing a bracelet that says, what would Jesus do? It's not just a bracelet that is just little, oh yeah, what would Jesus do? Yeah, it shows that I'm Christian, that shows that I'm Catholic. No, it's showing you a reminder to think when you're stuck in a situation, a specific certain situation, about what Jesus would do in that situation. That's what the bracelet is saying. So, make sure you always check with Jesus first to make sure what it is he wants you to do. Because it's not just, like I was saying, a little bracelet. It's something that you want to check with. Sorry, I just had someone join the live and leave right away, which is kind of sad because I didn't get to experience. Are my lives boring? Like, I feel like they are. I'm sorry. I wish my lives could be more entertaining, but I can't do a lot because I am not allowed to show my face. So sorry about that. But, other than being sad, which I'm not going to be doing, because I sound like a pygmy. I mean, I am kind of sad. But, you want to make sure that you're checking with Jesus first to make sure what it is he wants you to do. I probably should have named this live and put hashtags so I could have gotten more. Oh, crap. Anyways. So, think about that, you know, what he would do in that situation. How you can do what he was doing. But, talking about the fact that Jesus has healed 2 blind men and all that. Yeah. Okay, moving on to... I'm really mad because I have been sitting here for 45 minutes. No one has stayed longer than 5 minutes. That's like sad. Anyways. I wish someone would join so I could like chat with them. I get like to have almost a conversation back and forth in chat. Anyways. Big one. Have no fear. Like, have no fear. Fear not. Therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. Look at that. I know a lot of people have fears and worries. But if you're not, therefore, fear not. That's big thing. Therefore, though, gotta add more. You across the screen right now are of more value than many sparrows. So, gonna get that out there. Matthew 10:31. That's what it is. How about we read the scripture here? Have no fear. Let's read that. So have no fear. This is Matthew 10:26. Have no fear. My book might sound a little bit more different because it's the Bible for girls and it's for younger men. But so have no fear of them, for nothing is. Boom! That's all we need. That is all we need, right there. That is all we need. So have no fear of them. That is all we need. I am underlining that. With what? I don't know. I'll have to find something. But that's all we need. Like, truly, that is all we need. Let's get a brown pencil out. This is not brown. Okay, anyways, we're gonna... So have no fear of them. That is all we flippin' need. So have no fear. Like, it doesn't get simpler than that. Like, tell me right now, does it get simpler than that? No. It really doesn't. I just went live for like an hour. No one joined. I think the only people that joined was from my soccer team. I just went live for an hour and no one joined. I had 3 people join. But that's all we need, really. So have no fear of them. For nothing is covered that will not be revealed. Big thing too. I am going to favorite this verse. Someone give me a paper to write this on because this is big. This is big. Boom. Is this pencil sharpener? Matthew. Matthew 10:26. Get that one stuck in your head. That looks like a 5. That is a 6. I can confirm that is a 6. This right here this right here. That's all really we need. Right there. So okay, I'm gonna try to read the whole thing without absolutely describing every single word and sentence that is in the scripture. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. Really, it is. So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to talk to it. This whole thing I already know is just good. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. So whoever denies me before men, I will also deny it before the Father who is in heaven. Oh my gosh. Are we going to talk about that? Like, holy guacamole. Like, hello. Are we, like... That right there is chef's kiss. So have no fear, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Let's talk about that. So have no fear of them. First, simple. Don't fear of them. For nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing about Jesus or God or hopefully anything that you don't know about that you won't figure out about. And I'm not saying that like take this in rumors. No. I'm saying, oh, I don't know this about Jesus. Guess I'll never figure it out. There's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. So, oh, I don't know this about Jesus. It's fine. I'll just never figure it out. But yet then one day you go to heaven and you ask him that question and you figure it out. Or hidden that will not be known. This is hidden. No one knows it. I can promise you some people do. Think about the book. Heaven is for real. Oh yeah, heaven's hidden. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows that it's completely real. But there are people that have gone to heaven and come back and said heaven is for real. There was this little 3-year-old boy, went to heaven, came back, and specifically said heaven is for real. So heaven is not hidden, and heaven is known. He's a 4-year-old kid. Do you think he is smart enough to be dead and come back to life and say heaven is for real? It is a miracle that that little kid died and came back to life. And you think a little kid that just died would make a joke about saying heaven is for real? No. No, he wouldn't. No, he really wouldn't. So, next. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. On the housetop, yeah. Hands on the rooftop, yeah. Okay. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light. I told one person that that Jesus is real and I've seen him. And I'm just gonna, and no one knew in this whole group. But then that one person tells everyone and it spreads, and then you know that Jesus is real. Think about that. What is whispered, say on the housetops. Oh yeah, I painted this. Guys, she painted that. Oh my gosh. And then you start getting all this credit. Don't keep stuff hidden that you know doesn't deserve to be hidden and deserves to be spread. For the better or for the worse. It's all, okay. Everything is always going to be for the better. Because everything is part of God's plan. My grandma died yesterday. What if God needed her in heaven? There's no what ifs when it's something related to God. Unless you're questioning something and you're going to find that out in heaven. But why did, everything happens for a reason. What was the reason? Why are you thinking what is? What if? The reason is that it was all part of Jesus' plan. But he made me sad. You're sad right now. And you might be sad for the rest of your life until you reach heaven. Figure out the reason. And just wish you could go back to your old self and say, no, it's fine. There was a good reason for it. Everything is happening for a reason. So you need to think that about yourself. Because I can most likely promise you right now, there might be people in heaven that are like, oh, I wish I told that to my younger self. I can guarantee, actually, that there are people in heaven like that at the moment. So think about that. Please, please, please think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Because that's something you really should think about. Let's go to the next line. I'm going to hop off of this live in 2 minutes because I've been live for an hour. And do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. This isn't saying don't fear killers. Fear killers. But don't fear people who only weaken people on the outside and not on the inside. Oh, I'm scared of this because I know they can fight. And they hurt this person. Like now he has a black eye. But do they hurt the inside? Fighting someone isn't impressive. Like, yeah, great, you're a great fighter. But what's the point in fearing them? Oh, because I don't want to end up in the hospital. I can tell you right now that there's not a big chance that that's going to happen to you. So don't fear them. You have a point to fear them. But if they don't hurt you on the inside, they don't hurt your soul. It's like saying people can be ugly on the outside or on the inside, but not on the outside. It's like Mean Girls. These girls are drop dead gorgeous, but they're the meanest person you've ever met. Gorgeous on the outside, ugly on the inside. And there is no such thing of ugly on the outside, ugly on the inside. There is such thing as gorgeous on the outside, gorgeous on the inside. Gorgeous on the inside, or gorgeous on the outside, ugly on the inside. There's no such thing as ugly on the outside, ugly on the inside. Or ugly on the outside, gorgeous on the inside. Some people might think there is, but everyone's gorgeous. But if you consider ugly someone with pimples and ugly, then you might think that. Okay, I am going to be hopping off a live. I had just about no viewers this whole time, so I might post this on YouTube though. Have a great Good Friday. God loves you. Peace out.